Trust God and believe in God, things to come. In ancient India, there lived a king whose name was Uttanapad. His queen Suniti gave birth to a son who was the joy and pride of his heart. But their happy days did not last for long. After some time, the king grew tired of his wife and fell madly in love with a beautiful maiden named Suruchi, whom he married. But Suruchi was a jealous woman who hated Queen Suniti and the little prince Dhruv. She poisoned the ears of the king against them. When her own son was born, Suruchi's hatred for Dhruv increased 100-fold. She could not bear that Dhruv should become the king after his father's death and that her own son would have to bow down before him. She made the life of the king miserable by telling all sorts of wicked lies. At last the king consented to send Suniti and the little prince far into the forest. The queen and her son Dhruv lived in a humble cottage. It was situated in the midst of the forest. The queen and her son Dhruv lived in a humble cottage. It was situated in the midst of the forest, where at nightfall the sound of roaring wild beasts could be heard. So the years passed till at last, when Dhruv was about 7 years old, he asked about his father. Could I not go to see him, dear mother? He said one day. Yes, my child, said the poor queen, you shall go, little one, tomorrow. The next day, Dhruv set out to meet his father along with a guard. A beautiful was the road that led to his father's palace. The child walked for some time and later he was carried by the guards. At last they arrived at the royal gate and Dhruv went in, past the guard and entered the palace himself. Then he walked till he came to the king's throne, and there at last he saw the king and ran straight to his father's arms. The king was overcome with joy. Not a single day had passed when the king had not missed his wife Suniti and his son Dhruv. The little child Dhruv sat in his father's lap full of love.